After Faizan left, Alia finally began to understand just how hard it is to run a household. Her life changed completely overnight. There was no one to bring water, gather firewood, or prepare meals anymore. Every responsibility now rested on her shoulders. One day, she tried lighting the stove by herself for the very first time, but as soon as she did, thick smoke rushed into her eyes. Tears started rolling down her face, and within minutes, she felt exhausted. Sitting there frustrated, she suddenly remembered something. Faizan used to do all of this every single day without ever complaining. At that moment, she thought, I'm tired already. How did Faizan manage to do this every day? Later that evening, Alia was carrying a heavy bundle of firewood back home. Her clothes were covered in dirt, and her hands ached from the hard work. As she walked through the village, a group of women noticed her. One of them whispered, "Isn't that the same Alia who used to spend all day sleeping at home?" Those words hit her hard. For the first time, she truly felt embarrassed by the way she had been living. That night, she sat alone eating dinner, and the house felt empty. There was no laughter, no conversation, and no sign of Faizan. That's when the truth finally hit her. Faizan wasn't just doing chores. He had been carrying the entire family on his shoulders. Weeks passed, and Alia slowly transformed into a completely different person. The woman who once slept late every morning was now waking up before sunrise. She cooked, cleaned, fetched water, and handled every responsibility without hesitation. The villagers soon started noticing the change. "Is that really Alia?" they asked. She used to avoid work completely. Looks like she finally understands Faizan's sacrifices. Alia heard every word, but she stayed silent. Deep inside, she knew they were right. She had finally realized how much she had taken him for granted. One night, she sat alone in the courtyard, staring at the dishes that Faizan used to wash every day. Tears filled her eyes as memories of him flooded her mind. Every word he had once spoken now echoed in her heart. Then one morning, exciting news spread across the village. The workers who had gone to the city were finally returning home. The moment Alia heard that news, her heart started racing. A little while later, Faizan finally arrived. He looked exhausted from the journey, and his clothes were covered in dust. But the moment he looked at the house, he froze in surprise. The home was spotless. Everything was clean, organized, and well taken care of. Just then, Alia walked over and handed him a glass of water. But before she could say anything else, she broke down in tears. Crying uncontrollably, she said, "Please forgive me. I used to stay at home doing nothing while you worked so hard every day. Now I finally understand how difficult it is to provide for a family and keep a home running." Faizan looked at her quietly for a moment before responding. When someone realizes their mistakes, they're no longer a bad person. The moment she heard those words, Alia cried even harder. From that day on, everything changed. She worked alongside Faizan, helped him in the fields, took care of the home, and supported him in every possible way. And that's when she learned one of life's most important lessons. Sometimes the person whose hard work goes unnoticed is actually the one